So this is the image that we're going to be working with. So what you guys are going to do is that you're going to go to Spectrum Workbench. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Was that what photo is that you clicked on?
It was, although I didn't upload it, so it's having trouble reading it. Oh, no, it's right there. I actually picked Spectra. So I had a Spectra.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, you're using like a generic one?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So then we're going to upload with calibration settings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me give it a title. Okay, so you guys see the spectra spread out over there? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to hit calibrate. When you hit calibrate, it gives you V1 at the top. V stands for green. So you want to find the green area. Green. And then you want to put it in the blue area. Now you want your blue has to be on the left-hand side and your red needs to be on the right-hand side if you have blue and red. And then you just go ahead and you hit apply. Okay, and so then it shifts your spectrum and then it shows you like peaks of everything, right? So it's picking up all of the red peaks here for some reason.
Does it normally do that or no?
No, it's mainly picking those up because of right
Oh.
here we have the purples up here. So it's picking up all of the stuff. So if you guys can kind of trim it down. What was that?
So is it always going to tell us to place it in the blue and the green, or what if we don't have those colors?
If you don't have those colors, then you want to kind of estimate where it would be, because that's what you're going to kind of use for calibration, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, for instance, if you have, I'm going to actually pull up daisies here next. So just another thing, let's say we wanted to limit our wavelength. Say I want to get rid of all of this. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of those, the 700 part. So we're going to go from limit our range to kind of get a better view. So we're going to go, say, 450 to 6. Okay, and it tells you what you've done to it. Okay, and so these guys, this basically says that they're all about the same intensity all the way across what it's picking up. So, but that other part, it was picking up those other colors as well. So if you kind of trim it down as much as you can, that kind of makes it a little bit easier to see it. But if not, then you're going to get some of that background. Does that make sense?
No, orange.
Yes, but you know how on the left-hand side it says notifications, and then it says this spectrum needs to be calibrated? Or what do we have to leave that as is, or try to? Because that's what mine kept on saying.
Yeah,
that one.
So these are just notifications. This is not necessarily about yours. So like this one says, this spectrum seems to be dim. It lets me know that mine is a little dim. But we've already done the calibration. So it's the first notification when you put it in, it's just letting you know that you need to calibrate it. And then the next one says, okay, this guy's a little bit dim. So then this is my new calibration. It's already been saved, right? So it's telling you after you've done all the stuff. And so this will tell me how I need to fix it, right? So my dimness. Okay.
Will you be able to see any changes that we made, or is it just us being able to see those changes?
Only you're going to be able to see those changes, because all I want to see is, so after you get to this point, I just want you to tell me the range of your peaks, right? So like say, for instance, if you look at this guy here, they have a peak here, they have a peak here, they have a peak here. So I want the range. So if you hover over these, they'll let you know the range that this peak is in. So let me see if I can go back. I'll go back to my original spectrum. Okay, so it took me back. So if I wanted to pay attention to the peaks, so I would just say, okay, so I have this really big peak right here. So what I would do is I'd find out where that peak starts. Okay, this peak starts at, what is it, 427, and it goes all the way to 434. So then that, I would use that, okay, so this is my peak for whatever. And so I'd use that frequency from 427 to 434. If it's a continuous peak, let's say I had a full peak all the way from here to here, so then I'd start at the one where I started at and go to the one where I ended.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
What peak are you reading? The black peak?
Right here. So this part tells you the frequency. So it's telling me that I had stuff at the 400. So all my stuff is around the 400. So let me just narrow this range. Let me range, say 350.
So we're looking at the bold peaks, not the
Blue, light one, right?
blue or red or anything, right?
Yep.
Okay, so bold peaks.
Okay. So come on. Now it's not showing me so this is the range that things were in, right? And so we'd pay attention to those bold peaks, exactly.
No, bold as in the black line, right?
Black one?
Yeah, well, no, it just depends, right? Because, so
'Cause
this
yeah.
here, well, so
Yeah.
this is spectrum B, right? So this is just, it's a recalibration of everything. It looked at it again. So this is the very first one. This one is the second one, right? This guy, that's going to be, actually, that's my red spectrum, huh? Green spectrum, red, blue. So that's separated. So you're going to be looking at the black line, because that will be the solid and full peak.
So what is that one in the back? Tall one.
This one here, that's looking at the blue spectrum. So they're picking up some blue signals in that area.
We don't want to look at that one?
That's just looking at one color. So like you're putting one filter in.
Oh, okay.
I see.
And so
Okay.
so RGB.
You want the whole spectrum.
Yeah. So if you look at, it's RGB,
Mm-hmm.
it stands for the red, blue, green, right?
Red, green, blue. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, red, green, blue. Thank you. And so here, now it's not gonna, okay, so this guy's the blue, that's your green, and that's your red, right? Okay, so you're right, you wanna be looking at your peaks, and they come out nicely if you have a lot of intensity. Let me see if I can.
So how come earlier, when you had the original one, you shortened it towards on the left? Because at least from me, it looked like the peaks were on the right.
Well, I shortened it because I wanted to see a certain region, right? So, and then I was trying to see if there's, because sometimes, because if you look on the other side, on the right-hand side, then there was a little thing that says GAM at the top. And it had more intensity over there because of that GAM at the top compared to the red that was at the bottom. So it was picking up that signal.
Okay.
And so anything, because you want to try to get it narrowed down so you're not having all those things, like, if you can, because it'll pick up that factor.
So Dr. Henry, my glow stick, I used a yellow one and that's the only color. Well, I don't know, unless, I mean, I could redo it, but my color, I don't know if you could see it there. Will that work in my phone?
Let me see, hold on, let me find you. Yeah, I see it. So yeah, so it'll pick up, because you have green there. Do you see the green? At least I
yeah,
see some of them.
yeah.
Yeah. So when you upload it, you'll be able to pick up your green. So the blue is going to be to the left. Technically, it'll be on the left of that spectrum. You're
Okay.
going to have to try to get as close as you can to that. So,
I
Okay.
think somebody else too mentioned that like once you upload it into the Spectral Workbench, that it actually picks up on colors that we can't see to our eye.
Okay.
So it may
Yeah.
show something else on there.
so does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Henry, when we take the picture, do you want us to put the like thing right on the light, or did you want us to take it from like a distance?
No, you don't. You want to avoid the light, so because you'll see the spectrum. You'll get a nice spectrum. Where's my- okay. So let's say this is my camera, right? And so my camera's right here. Yes, I should probably instead of showing you my gut. Okay, so we'll say that little square is my camera right there on my remote.
That was funny.
And so what you're going to do is open it up. You're going to attach it to where your camera's at,
Oh, okay.
and then take a picture, right? And so as you're taking that picture, you'll see that spectrum, and then you can kind of maneuver it and stuff like that to kind of get a better. And it comes out incredible, like when you do it that way.
Okay.
So at first we were all doing this, right? And we're trying to do
Mhm.
okay,
Yes.
you know, and it's so much harder. So if we just
Yeah.
flip that up, it works perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Now, after we download those pictures and we did that calibration thing, now what?
Okay, so let's say we had values, right? So let me pull up an Excel spreadsheet.
Dr. Henry, we recalibrate every picture?
No, actually you can load. So one of the things about using the white light, it allows you to have the full spectrum, to see the full thing. So you can get your green, you can get your blue real easily. And then you just
Okay.
load that into that calibration.
Okay. Thank you.